Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I'm Adam. We are back. Hope you guys are all doing well. It's the international break, of course. Manchester United's season is basically done though, isn't it? We are all starting to look towards next season now. Of course, there's still that fight for top four, although many of us think that it may be over for Manchester United's hopes. The season is a dead rubber. 9 games left to go, and we start looking ahead towards next season and who Manchester United's next manager is going to be. And we have the latest reports on that, including news that Erik Ten Hag has been interviewed by Manchester United in the last 24 hours ahead of possibly taking the role, although there are a number of other candidates that Manchester United are going to interview according to these reports. So we'll get stuck into them, talk about what it could mean for Erik Ten Hag joining Manchester United and all that stuff as well. Get your thoughts in the comments below, because obviously there's a lot of discussion over whether it should be Poch or Ten Hag, or Luis Enrique is a name that's popped up, Zinedine Zidane's a name that often pops up. We know the usual suspects, but who is that next manager going to be? We've even heard Thomas Tuchel spoken about recently because of the position that Chelsea are in, although again that one looks very, very unlikely. Now, a lot of you guys know that I'm a massive fan of Pochettino, and I don't agree with this kind of change of narrative around him. Look, I think what he did at Spurs was absolutely incredible. When you look at the resources that he had there, when you look at the players that he developed there, when you look at the team that he built there, obviously we will always talk about him not winning trophies. He's gone on to PSG. Now, they're looking like they're going to win the league this season. They've not really impressed anybody in the Champions League, and he's getting criticism for that. Now, I don't particularly find that a reason why we shouldn't appoint him. I think when you do look at PSG and the relationship between Leonardo, some of the players and the owners of the club, it's difficult for any manager to get real grips of that team. And I think a manager like Poch is a manager that likes to have more control over things at the club. Now, obviously, Manchester United, you know, there's always things which kind of hinder you as a manager. And you probably don't get the complete control, but he'd have much more control than he does at PSG. And I still think he'd be a good option for us. But of course, we're hearing a lot more about Erik Ten Hag. And I also think he'd be a fantastic option for Manchester United as well. He'd probably coming into it with a little bit more momentum as the Ajax manager. Hoping to go for his 3rd title in 4 years and back-to-back titles this season. Couple of points lead in the league. And they're hoping to carry that on. But regardless of whether he wins the league or not this season, Erik Ten Hag has proven to be a manager that can develop players, that can build teams, that can play attractive football and play a modern style of football as well. When you look at the way that his centre-backs are taught to play and the way they have to push forward a lot, you know, and the interchange that he has on and off the ball with his teams and the pressure that they can put onto other teams, you know, Ajax have been a fantastic side, one of the best Ajax teams that they've had, and obviously they've had some great teams. So Erik Ten Hag is also a manager with a lot of stock in the game at the moment, and he has been interviewed by Manchester United according to these reports. His English is no problem. Obviously in Holland, I go over there quite a lot. Most of the people there speak English anyway. He's one of those that does speak English and has apparently taken lessons to even improve that further. It's believed he was recently linked with the job for Tottenham and may have had discussions with them. That never ever came to fruition. Remember when they were chasing around managers and they originally wanted to go after Conte? Conte didn't originally happen. Ten Hag was another one of those names. There were loads of names getting chucked about there. And he's had discussions with Manchester United about United's future hopes, about, you know, potential transfer budgets. And United have also interviewed him in regards to what his plans would be for the club, whether he's open to it, etc, etc. Now, he looks like he's very open to it, especially after what we've seen at Ajax with Mark Overmars losing his job. He was very close to Mark Overmars and the relationship that they had there. And Van der Sar, you know, has been speaking recently in a way which it seems like Erik Ten Hag would be allowed to leave if Manchester United come calling. Now, it looks like he's the favourite for the job at the minute, but we know a lot of things can change. In that interview, United may have not made the promises and made the impression upon him that he wanted. Do you know what I mean? He may not have got that from the club, so it's also down to him as well. And you'd expect them to do their due diligence. You'd expect them to interview other managers. We're hearing about Pochettino potentially getting interviewed, although again, we know what football's like, and we know that these things happen through agencies and intermediaries and stuff. But it'd be interesting to see how that works with PSG. Would we have to get permission from them? And if so, would that mean United are less likely to do it? Luis Enrique has been linked. Lopetegui has been linked. A few other names have been linked as well. Ten Hag is seemingly the red-hot favourite at the moment. But I wouldn't rule out Pochettino. There's a lot of people that I believe within Manchester United's board to be big fans of him. So it depends how Erik Ten Hag's interview obviously went. But again, I'd be excited by him. I think he's a fantastic coach, fantastic manager. But we would have to get things right around him. At Ajax, he has benefited from Overmars when he was in that position, and what he, obviously he got sacked for the right reasons, but what he did in terms of footballing side of things was very good. You know, they've got the structure there with Van der Sar and everything. Manchester United don't have that structure. At the club, Manchester United can't offer enough to, you know, of that to the manager. So we have to change things as well, and he's probably gonna, you know, hopefully, you know, Rangnick's going to be involved, but we hear that's only on an advisory basis. He's not actually going to have any power, which again, it's just all you got Fletcher's there, you got all these guys. We need to make sure that the structure around him is correct. I've heard talk about United potentially wanting a former player to be involved. It's like, stop all this stuff. If you want Erik Ten Hag, you want Erik Ten Hag because of who he is. Let him bring it in his own staff. Stop trying to give jobs to old guys that used to be here and that, unless they absolutely deserve the job. This is why we're in this mess at the moment. We need to give the job to the right people. Now, Sky Sports are reporting that Manchester United were impressed by Erik Ten Hag's vision for where Manchester United would be. Now, I'd be excited if he come in. I'm not going to lie. The football he could play, the players he could develop. When you look at our academy as well, when you look at what he did for the likes of De Ligt and all those kind of guys, even, you know, Donny van der Beek as well, who's still a Manchester United player, he'd probably prayed for Erik Ten Hag to come in. So, I mean, he has all the right kind of fucking mindset, and the way he works is that of a Man United manager. But again, there's no guarantee for success, and we've seen that over the last couple of years, haven't we? So yeah, interesting times ahead for Manchester United, but it looks like we are moving closer to a decision. We heard last week the reports that it could be in the next couple of weeks and by the end of March. Fabrizio Romano has reported during Ten Hag's meeting he wants to hear about the club's budget plans for the future. He feels ready to try the Premier League experience soon. So it looks like he's sounding out. And United are impressed with his vision and philosophy, say Sky Sports. Good relations with Ajax allowed the talks to happen. So, could have a decision soon. Let's see what happens. Remember, we'll keep you updated here on AdamMcKola TV. But this talk has got me excited, and I don't really know why I do it to myself, because over the last couple of years the club have shown that they'll continuously let us down. But getting a forward-thinking, modern manager who plays football the right way, who develops young players, that's what we need to be doing. That's what we need to be doing. And for me, Ten Hag and Poch tick that box, but it looks like it could be Ten Hag. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. See you later.